Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Brewcrick, or Brickcrick, or Wirebrick, or you can just call me Brew if that's easier. But this is a day in the life of a Gladius VHRT noob pilot. This is Noob Waffle. And just look at this thing. It's just, if you like fighter ships at all, fighter planes, this thing is just the space equivalent of it. So cool. And I think purchasable in game as well. It just looks awesome. Looks really cool. Now, I was debating whether or not to change the loadout, but we're noobs here. Or you're an expert watching this to see what a noob is waffling on about. Hence the name. So, I would change the front gun from a ballistic to a size 3 repeater fixed, like the ship has one of these. Panthers, I believe they're called. Just for you to stay out longer fighting. But first thing you should do is definitely change this weapon to a Panther size 3 laser repeater, which you can get if we go to our map. And we might do that if we've got time. At Hurl 2, I think you can get it at L5, but I always go to Hurl 2 for a lot of my weapon shopping. Okay. So, the Gladius small fighter. 3 size 3 fixed hardpoints, which I think you can scale down to size 2 gimbals. Why would you want to? Because you want to practice. If you've been fighting with gimbals or you haven't at all, you want to practice fixed weapon flying. Or fixed weapon flying. So being able to use fixed weapons. We saw that with the 600i, but it didn't really matter too much the disadvantages of fixed, because we could take a beating. Gladius can't really, so we need to be able to maneuver and shoot at the same time. So first thing we're going to do is actually repair this ship, because I must have had it out before. Super cheap to repair, super cheap to maintain. An awesome ship. Now for you noob viewers, the first time I took this ship I nearly smashed into something because it is super quick. So just before we're about to take off, make sure you take that thruster, which you can see jumping up and down the left hand side. Take that way down. Get used to this ship, especially if you've been flying bigger ships. Next thing we want to do is we do want to set up our MFDs with that little comm situation. So if you don't know about that, we change this to comms, because if you don't, sometimes this MFD can change into like a comms bug that goes on. It's trying to like contact the enemy ship, and then you can't see the enemy ship's shields and where they're at, and you need that a lot in the Gladius, because you need to know when to like bug out or stick with firing. Over here, I'm actually going to put up a shields MFD so I can see where my shields are at. And we can keep the power triangle. We'll never see it, so I'm just going to change that to self-status. Okay. The weapons on this, we've got, as I said, the forward weapon is a ballistic cannon, which we're going to run out of juice super quickly. So, what I might do, I'll leave it as it is, but you can change the clicks. So at the minute, the left click is the Mantis, and the right click are the 2 size 3 Panthers. We can change that up if you want, and how you do that is you bring up the weapons MFD. I'll just do it to show you. Guns, and anything on 0. See the way they're changing the columns? So you can have them all under one firing group. Do not do that. Have your ballistics separate to your laser repeaters. You want to use the ballistics basically when the shields are down, and just to hammer home a kill, and make sure you've got your target in your sights. But we'll see all that when we get into the missions. Change that back to target status. Let's just have a look at the ship on the deck here. It's so pretty. I say that about all ships, but it's Star Citizen, and we're very lucky that we've got daylight this time to show this ship, unlike the 600i, and it's just absolutely smashing. Okay. But zip it back around. Now, the first big challenge for a noob like me was taking this thing off the platform. So scroll down that thruster a lot. I actually like doing it in like third-person view. So we have the thrusters really low down, and it's still like rising up quite quickly. We're going to hit N on the keyboard for November to bring the landing gear in. Z to change the angle of the camera. Hit F4 again to go back into the cockpit. Now, that was me rolling with Q and E. Look how quickly this thing rolls. Look how agile it is. It is awesome. The little gladiator Gladius. We're going to scroll up for thrust. I'm just using manual at the minute, but you can hit C for cruise control. And you can just see how easy this thing is to pitch up and down, yaw, and then strafing. Well, if we put the speed up, we're strafing to the left there, and we're now moving forward under the cruise control. And it can correct itself really quickly, so we're moving, so cruise control off, pitch up, and then shift in, we stop, dead. So keep an eye on that, the speed meter. So let's get up to full speed. And then pitch up. Shift. You know, we've done it nearly in the length of Port Olisar. Very different if you've caught the previous video in the 600i. Okay, now, Quantum Tank is low. But if you're fighting around Crusader, as I do, because I don't like fighting around Hurston, because of the debris in the asteroid fields, sometimes they're very easy to smack into. So I stick with Crusader bounties, which is we're getting some frame drops as always in Quantum. Yeah, so in this area here, in Crusader. And around these different moons. But yes, the Quantum is absolutely fine for jumping around Port Olisar and these moons in this area. Or if you're at Everest Harbour at Hurston, or even the H2 rest stop, you're going to be absolutely fine. Pearl 2. Okay, so tactics. We're just going to go in at speed. You're going to be using your power triangle a lot. So let me bring the power triangle up here. Power triangle. And you're going to be using this a lot. I'm going to call it out because you're probably not going to be able to see it most of the time. So you're going to want to keep your boost topped up. You're going to then want to like switch to weapons when you need to like lay the target on. Back to shields, but remember shields don't recharge. I think it's 5 seconds of not being hit before they recharge. So you're going to bug out for 5 seconds, but that's the same for the enemies. So, you know, can you maneuver for 5 seconds, but still stay in weapon range? Once those shields are up, switch back to weapons, because these weapons, the clips, the Panthers you can see in the top right, they're going to drop super quick. So, again, this is a noob waffle. This is us going in. We're just trying to get you in the Gladius and having fun with it. VHRTs, you won't be starting there in a Gladius. Practice with the lower targets. They're actually more maneuverable, but they've got probably aren't going to do as much damage to you because we could come across hurricanes here and things. The only real challenge for me anyway is hurricanes in this thing, and we'll kill them. But if there's hurricanes there, unlike with the 600i, we want to take out everything else first, so that when we're dancing with the hurricane, and you'll see what I mean in a second, we're not worrying about other ships hitting us. So, power to engines to start with. So, I'm hitting C for cruise control. But you can see like how, motion sickness time, how quickly we can maneuver around. And you see that little white arrow that's like tracking my crosshair? It's going to come up from the bottom of the screen and meet it. That is actually our direction of travel. So, it corrects itself super quickly. I'm not using any thrust. So we've got a contact, hit T, so we've got a Valkyrie, and a Valkyrie. Okay, so this is difficult for a whole other reason, is that there's a lot of like turret damage coming from the Valkyries, and they're getting a lot better the Valkyries are at like aiming and things. You can see I'm coming in at about 700 speed, but I'm not. I'm coming out wide. I want to come in behind them, but I'm not going full thrust. Same rules with the 600i in the previous video. Don't go through full thrust into asteroids. You're just going to smack into something. You're going to be playing a lot of like jousting back and forth with ships, but with this ship you want to get like behind and under things. This is actually tricky for its own reason, as I said, because they're going to do some hurting us. So let's try and take out this Valkyrie here. I'm about to black out with the G-forces, but that's fine. So I'm just going to put some damage down. We're already taking fire, and I haven't corrected my MFD, so it's really important that I see my shields. So, bit of a noob mistake, but hence the name of the channel. Yeah, these guys are going to be a wee bit tricky for me, but that's alright. So, just using the laser repeaters, that's my left mouse click. And you're going to hear me counting a lot, because in my head I count how quickly it takes for them to recharge. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, it's 3 Mississippis, but I counted a bit late there. So full clip in, full clip in. Shouldn't really strafe with them, but I don't mind strafing in it. Gladius, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and 4. Clips are back up. So I don't need to look to my top right at those weapons. I'm just more glancing at the Valkyrie and my shields. My shields are low, so I'm going to go full power back to shields. It's F7. But I'm still going to keep damage on him so his shields don't recharge. See my shield is shooting up, then full power back. That's F5 holding in. I'm going to do a bit of downward strafe with thrust. So the problem with this is, yeah, we're 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, is we've got the other Valkyries coming in. We're also getting a few frame glitches just with my PC. Let that recharge. 2, 3. Keep an eye on those shields. Your eyes are moving around an awful lot. I shouldn't be doing this strafing, so I'm just going to actually try and pitch with him. Try and get under him. Shields are getting hit bad, so we just disengage for a little bit. F7 to get the shields recharging, but we just want to keep on him so his shields don't recharge. He is down. Ooh, bit of frame lag there, which is not good because we could hit into an asteroid. I'm bugging out, making sure that there is full power in my shields, and see there's a delay in the recharge. I don't think I've talked as quickly in my life, and I am Irish. Okay, now let's get back into the game. So, powered our weapons. We didn't use our secondary weapon, which is the Mantis. I'm saving that for hurricane encounters. So I'm only using 2 laser repeaters. So that's why, like, my DPS is down. You know, if you were to replace those repeaters, or that front Mantis with a repeater, I'd have 4 cannons, you know, on this guy, which is going to increase the DPS max massively. But I'm a bit more confident because we are taking a few shield hits, but I'm a bit more confident because there's just less ships shooting at me now. So I am trying to practice my pitching and getting in close to him. So like getting under him like this and pitch back up, rather than like strafing horizontally, which is something you don't want to do. You have the advantage here. I'm going to go power to shields because we're getting a wee bit low at the 45. But I'm putting laser shots into him so he does not get a chance to do the same and recharge his shields like I'm trying to. That means our weapons are going to slow up on the recharge. We're on 30 shields. I'm just not getting that 5-second window to heal up. There we go. We just got it a little bit anyway. So back to weapons. I'm going to count in 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. And then we're hitting him again. We're hitting him again. Putting some thrust in, because I don't want to be nose on nose with this guy, because he will like absolutely tear through us with those turreted weapons on the Valkyrie. I've been noticing in the smaller ships since patch 3.16 that they're just getting better at this sort of like strafing and pitching. We've taken this guy out. We've got a bonus 1700 because of our call at arms mercenary. Doing a wee corkscrew roll just to evade a bit of fire. T to select. Power back to shields. F7. We're back to 100. F5 hold for the guns. Control to strafe down. Holding shift. Now we're going to want a bit of our boost back. Because, you know, we want to be able to have a bit more fun and a bit more practice now there's only 1 ship left. So I'm going to hold F6 to get my boost up, but I'm going to try and get a few shots at him. That was just me letting go of the mouse to get hold of that. So we're just going to put a few more rounds into him. Let that boost recharge. Okay, and then I'm going weapons. I'm taking this one slower because I'm not really worried about him anymore. I just want to try and get a bit of boost up and then practice the way we should be fighting. So let me go under him and forward. This is where we want to be. We want to be behind him and then catch up to him and get in nice and close. Full power to weapons if we don't already have it. Sometimes I just check that. fight. So he can't pitch up as quick as us. So we can now get in right behind him. Strafe down. Pitch up. Shift in quickly to get up. There we go. There we go. Now he's rolling, but we can roll around him like this. And now, even though we are face on, use our boost that we got earlier. Nip in over him like this. He might hit an asteroid. Boost again. And there we go. So, let's stop the the barrel rolling. Take off cruise control. It's been a while actually since I fought in the Gladius, so that was interesting. Another disclaimer. Probably doing everything wrong. But it is a lot of fun. And I encourage you, I should be going out and studying the masters at this. Because the stuff they talk about, like watching the the engine trails of other fighters or ships and knowing when to pitch a maneuver, and they've like these whole terminologies they use, like closing the distance and like all this stuff. It's cool. It's cool. But if you're like me and avoided fighters for a long time thinking you can't do it, I'm a noob. I just killed 3 Valkyries and we have probably 0 hull damage on a ship that can't really take hull damage, and we didn't have to use our main ballistic cannon, so we were down on DPS. The shield did get a bit lower than I'm comfortable with, but that's the trade-off in a fighter, and we killed those reasonably quickly. And the fun thing is you can just get places quick with a fighter. You can get places quick with a Gladius. So let's do another VHRT just to continue our little noob waffle session here as we talk about using the Gladius as a noob in VHRT bounty mission. So this seems to be another space mission. So while we're jumping around, I'm going to hit the wrong button obviously, let's recharge our thruster by holding F6. The power triangle is a lot more important, I believe, on these sorts of ships, on the Gladius anyway. If you aren't using it, you're not getting anywhere near as much out of the ship as you possibly could. I kind of want to go against the Hurricane to prove that it can be done, but expect me to have an absolute panic attack if we meet one. Again, fair here, if you've got the balls to fly into an asteroid at full speed, fair enough, but for like an extra, I don't know, couple of seconds or a minute, you know, game time, to not be careening out of control and using up all like my boost to slow myself down. You know, I like to stay at about 700. You can maybe go a wee bit faster in a fighter, but I don't know. Maybe that's something I need to add to my moniker is noob/scared gamer. But I'll take it. That's fine. We've got a Warden, easy peasy to kill, and a Cutlass Black. So let's deal with the Warden. Let's do power to weapons. Oh shit, we've got four people to kill. Right, this is going to be interesting. Let's try and take out that Warden quick. We've got full power to weapons. With the Panthers, I find, well, it's hitting there at 1,400 meters. I find 1,200 is a good time. Getting a full clip in, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and 4 gets us nearly back to 46. I'm going to focus now, rather, oh, I'm flying terrible. Oh, that was nearly an asteroid. And we're going back in again with another clip. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and 4. You're gonna get sick of that real quick, but it does help when you're starting off. 2, 3, and ooh, he nearly hit us. So that was very close. Now he probably should have put that big. He's got a size 5 in the nose into us, but I think we've just been lucky more than skillful about keeping out of his way. Right, let's reassess. Let's just back out for a little bit. The Gladius is, for me anyway, is more about having fun than, you know, nailing everything super quick and getting efficient, like, kills. People can obviously rinse VHRT bounties super quick in a Gladius, but I like to just have fun with them and plan things out. So we've got the bounty kill, so we could technically leave if we wanted to. We've got a Saber. So again, I shouldn't have been staying still. That was silly, but let's now we don't want to joust, so I'm going to strafe Then pitch up as he comes in, move forward. So strafe is the A and D keys. I'm still happy with my shield. Shift forward. We need some boost back soon. But I think we can mince. There we go. Sabers down. Next target. Cutlass. There should be another target, right? I said there was 4 ships. Okay, we've got to target like we're locked on by somebody. Alright, I'm going to get boost back because hitting the wrong key, of course, which is stupid, and stopping in mid-space, which is stupid. So, the Cuddy should be straightforward enough to take out. Again, we're not using our ballistics. I'm saving that for any hurricanes in this session, even though it doesn't take long to go back to Port Olisar and re-arm. But yeah, let's go back to weapons, full power. We've got someone coming in. If that's a hurricane, I need to divert attention. Let's just light this guy up, but he's slow compared to us, so shift in to come up behind him. Going to hit H for some flares or decoys to stop that missile, which we did dodge. Like, you can dodge the missiles very easy. Well, I used to be able to dodge them back in 3.12, but patch 3.12, but I don't know what it's like now. Just getting lots of hits on this. He's not getting anywhere near us to be of any concern. There is another ship in, and we're getting some shield hips. We're getting some shield hips there, boy. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know what that is. Is that another warden? Whoa, wasn't paying attention. We're not worried about the shield. Let's try and just take this cutlass out. We'll actually slow down a little bit and then come in quickly with a boost. That, I don't know what that is. The other ship. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and 4. Whatever it is taking a few pot shots at us. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Boom. It's so satisfying getting a kill in like a fighter in a Gladius. 600 eye on that last video, if you've watched it. If not, it's a bit of fun. We have fun with a space whale. It's satisfying too, but it's so slow. Whereas with this, you know, we're zipping around. You know, in this fight, I've just kept full power to weapons. Other than that, other than the he's dead. Other than the engine focus we did when we were switching to the cutlass, and I keep hitting F2 instead of F5 or F6. Sorry, to get my boost back. Gladius is so much fun, and a really deadly ship for its size. Like, look at it. It's just a little wee green tinchy little ship. There's me in the cockpit. But it's pretty. And if you're into, like, dogfighting and, you know, Air Force style ships. It's got missiles too. Didn't show any missiles in the 600i. Missiles are a bit meh at the minute. I don't really rely on them because I like to stay out in the belts as long as possible. Missiles, you know, I think this has got 4, so middle mouse click. 4 size 2s, if I'm reading that correctly. Oh, and 2 size 3s. Well, those 2 size 3s are pretty good. But once they're gone, they're gone. So I like to, like, show you a ship that fights stock. And can this stay out in the field and make you money? So let's try another one. I'm going to try and get an atmospheric one. We're going to go to an OM orbital marker. I think it actually is an orbital marker, so that's what it stands for. So he's only 190 out. So full power to our engines, which is holding down F6. Scroll all the way up and shift in. And let's just see what this bad boy can do. So max speed on our stock Gladius is 1235. 1,236 meters per second. Now, top tip, our hydrogen fuel is low, and we're going to burn quite a bit of it if the atmospheric fight gets a bit tricky. So I'm going to hit Alt-C, and we're just going to cruise in. Alt-C is decoupled mode, so we're just moving on the ship's inertia into the planet. And that gives us a time to look at the beautiful surroundings of Star Citizen. What a majestic, beautiful game that might be finished in the next 600 years. But until then, we can enjoy the pristine beauty of this ship and this game. Perfect. You do get absolutely absorbed in the visuals. I'm not ashamed to say that I bought a upgraded machine to play this, but I did play it for like 2 2 years on an absolute potato. And I played it for a year on a HD hard drive. HDD or whatever you call it, hard disk drive. Which, you know, some people say they can make it work. I had to move to a solid state. But it was like a USB solid state. You know, so it wasn't the best in the world either. But that really helped performance. But even then, I couldn't go anywhere near planets. Everything was like low graphics. So the upgrade, you know, I just really like this game, and it helped for other games, of course. But it means I can do this, because there's no way I was recording footage beforehand, and just have a chat, you know, with anyone who's interested in, you know, having me on in the background, or they want a different perspective. Longer videos, of course, but different perspective from the game. You know, it's not scripted. I'm just showing you what I do in the game, and I have to show you this re-entry. It's so cool. Like this is a massive thing. Like I missed most of re-entry. That was my bad. But too busy waffling. That's what. Oh, shit. Alt C. I forgot how fast this thing is. Shift. We're going way too fast entering this orbit. Let's get that speed down. Woo, get that speed down. Ah, shit. Get that speed down. Get that speed down. Get that speed down. We're going to want to go a wee bit slower. So I'm bringing the speed limiter way down. I'm actually going to go to like the 600 IS speed of 400 meters per second. What have we got? H for decoy, shift. Let's actually just get a bit of altitude and come at them from another angle. So we had a Valkyrie. I completely forgot what I was waffling on about. We'll see if I remember whenever we get this fight over with. Ah, altitude flying in a look at the turn on this bad boy. It's so cool. What is this? What is this? What is this? Hurricane. Shit. Right. No, not you first. What are you? Vanguard. Yes, Vanguard. Let's take out the Vanguard first. Much the same tactics as before, but we're just doing things a little bit slower. I'm going to boost up now that I've got like my bearings and a bit more settled. Power to weapons, holding down F5. Let's put a full clip into this guy. I'm slowing down into the turn so that when we shift around, it's dangerous that, but when we shift around, it doesn't take as much boost. It's dangerous because if you slow down before making the turn, like I am now, just letting go of everything and shift into the turn, stuff can like catch up and nick you in the backside of our little green gladiator. That is the Gladius. But clip 1, 2. Oh, watch that size 5 cannon on the warden. We're getting way too close and he's just sitting in our nose, but he is a bit shit because he's an NPC. But that's not good practice, because if that was a player, he would be on us, because the warden can boost around his nose as well and bring that to absolutely smack us. But we're not fighting a player, we're fighting an NPC, and he's nearly down. Atmospheric flight, you normally just keep an eye on the horizon. Really watch when we're panning down like this, pointing basically at the ground. That's dangerous. Keep an eye on the altimeter, but in any doubt, nip your nose back up into space if you're unsure of like your proximity to the ground. Spend very little time pointing your nose down at the surface of any celestial body. That's the Hurricane. Why am I fighting that? Let's go find something else. Whoa! Yeah, we'll stick. We're not put power to shields yet. We'll get rid of this Valkyrie. It's going to take a lot of clips, and his turrets will hurt our shields, but if we can get a nice run like we did there. Shields down to 43. I'm going to be greedy. I should recharge, but let's continue. I'm going to strafe and use a bit of boost. Okay, we're still at 43, so let's continue to harass. And actually hit our target would be great. 48 on the shields, 50 on the shields, and oh, see, they're recharging slow. Yeah, full power to shields. That doesn't mean I'm going to disengage from him. I'm going to just hope that, yeah, see that when you get that opportunity with full power to shields, look how quickly they went back up. If you just get, you know, if you're maneuvering enough to not take hits in that 5-second window before the shields recharge, and you've got full power on the shields, you're back in the game really, really quickly. You're back into the fight. Now, we need to do the same for boost in a second, but we're really hurting this Valkyrie, so I might just commit, let those weapons recharge, and then boom. Absolutely. I shouldn't be turning that way. Need to practice more. And our altitude's fine. We can see that on the right-hand side. 7,000. You know, so this is quite safe altitude for dogfighting. Just watch where we're pointing down. So let's breathe. Look at the beautiful sunset. And let's now get ready for the engagement with the Hurricane. So I'm just boosting away. You know, again, unless you're an ace pilot, I don't think you're necessarily going to be doing VHRTs in a Gladius if this is your sort of first time flying it. You're doing it for the fun, for this adrenaline factor that's coming through hopefully in my narration. and my heavy set breathing, you know, you're doing it for that fun. So we've got, where are we at now? Power back to weapons. Now, some people love doing the atmospheric bounties and bringing the fight to the ground. I don't know if I'm good enough for that, but we could try it. Probably end me losing some nice armor. So getting hits, see when he hits your cockpit like that, you're in the wrong position. So I'm just gonna bug out here a little bit, try and get some more hits on, put a clip or two in. You know, we're doing this strafing thing, which he's going to win at, because he's got turrets, NPC turrets. Oh, there, he's hitting me again. Power to shields, but I don't want to lose the work I've done on his shields. So when he comes around like that, I'm going to use the boost to try and get in behind him. Now, a good tip of the video that I was watching the other day is that with this, strafing down is great because gravity's going to pull your arse around quicker. So like control shift. Just controls the strafe down like this, control shift down. I need power back to my weapons, so that was just too busy having a chat with you guys, but that's what I'm here for, so it's fine. Don't like getting that close. He's completely on me. His turret's got me down, so I'm just going to change things up a bit. I'm going to shoot in behind him. I'm losing, you know, the shield. Yeah, so bug out. Check. Have we got any hull damage? I hate taking hull damage in the Gladius because they can't really take it that much. I'm just having a quick look. Power back to shields. Now get back in quick. Get back in quick. Go. Go. Because see, his shields are recharging. His shields are so freaking strong that we don't want that. There we go. We're getting them back down again. Power back to weapons. This guy is good. I'm finding it really difficult to stay out of his gunfire, and that's just because I'm not a good fighter pilot. That's why you're watching. Hopefully, you're watching a noob play to see, like, can you still do this without having the skills that all the guys have, like, you know, without having all the cool equipment and, you know, this keyboard and mouse we're playing on. And I'm not maybe like completely telling you when to like move and shift, as in your booster or strafe down, but hopefully this is informative. We've kind of got him, but I'm not going to get cocky because he was flying very well. I am slowing up now. Wait, see, another mistake. Wait till those weapons come on, then blast them. Blast, 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 blast. I'm actually slowing way down. Just keep all those hits on him. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Cannon. Oh, don't get cocky. Look how quickly he takes my shields down. Look what happens when you get cocky. Power back to shields. I'm not losing our progress. There's no way he's getting his shields back up. So we're going to... There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Power back to weapons. Both weapons firing. Come on. Boom. But you see what happened there when I got cocky? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to keep the nose in. I'm going to slow up. And yeah, my two Panthers will do the job. No, they didn't. And my shields went down like shit. So again, unlike the bigger ships, don't get cocky in this, especially if you don't know how to fly them like me. Let's take a little tour down to the surface of the planet and then we'll finish up. I'm really glad we got an atmospheric VHRT in the Gladius because it is so cool. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. And I don't think we took any hull damage, considering at one point we might have taken like we might have been clipped. Tell a lie. We were clipped. We're going to get a lot more than clipped if I don't watch where I'm going. Oh, another thing, if you didn't know. Right shift, so the right-hand side of your keyboard, locks the stick. Now, we're at an angle that we're losing altitude, but at a slow rate. So we can now have a look around. I don't mind losing altitude, because we're going to fly into the sunrise. But yeah. Bit of damage there. Easily avoidable, but again, we've done like what, 3-4 bounties. I think a little clip of the wing is fine, and we can go and repair so quickly. But like, look at this. Look, let me just slow this camera movement down so we can all just appreciate. I don't know about you, but when I was playing space games, the idea of, what's the phrase? Can you go there? Don't know if you've ever played a space game, but looking at something, looking at a star, a planet, and going, can I go there? Without loading screens, without, like, you know, instances of things, that was always the dream. And there were games that, you know, mimicked that ability very well. Let's just skirt this mountain range. You know, that made it look really, really like there wasn't a loading screen, but there was. You know, there always was. I'm just getting the camera in here so I can, like, get a perspective of my altitude. Oh, and there's some players in these fighters that do this low orbital flight stuff. Like, it's a proper... Oh, we're getting some weather effects. That's cool. Got a bit of mist on the canopy. It's probably like all the heat hitting the snow and melting it, all the moisture. But yeah, anyway, I was saying there's like guys that can fly 1,100 meters per second, doing all sorts of crazy maneuvers, like spinning things around. I guess. Ah, I'm scared just to do that little turn. People do all sorts of mad stuff. That is not me, but just look at this. Like how cool it is. Just so awesome. You know that we're on this planet. We're fine. 300 meters from the ground. Well, I've been a bit cautious, and I went up to near 400 meters. You know, it's just so good, so good. We can lock the stick, and then I can have a look around. Like, look at this. I'll never be bored with this. And once more gameplay comes in, you know, the fact that if they really work on the gameplay loops, like I don't mind bounty hunting. I love bounty hunting, but it can get repetitive. Let's be honest. Shifters around. Oh yes. You could actually, yeah, I know you can't feel it on the mouse, but they've done a really good job of making you feel like the whole ship is dragging, you know, with the G-forces and trying to pull into the turn. So cool. I know it's a bit of a lie when I say such and such ship, VHRT, can it do it, or whatever the title is going to be, because we do a little bit of VHRT and then do madness like this, but this ship is well worth the get. I'm going to lock the stick again and just give you that price as of 316. If you did want to buy this, or if you do want to buy this in game, you can look up like the buy it, you know, for real money, but I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I don't want to force you guys to buy stuff in game. I bought stuff in game because I just love the idea of ships, and for most of the ships I bought with real money, I've been really, like, I've had no regrets. There is like one ship that I did, but anyway, this ship is the Gladiator. So it's 1.954. So 2 million, right? 2 million makes no difference. And if you want to upgrade that front Panther, I think it's 40,000. It might be 40,000 actually. Look, there's the gas giant Crusader, where PO is, where we came from today, and we can go there. We can go there. That's so cool. Let's see how close to the deck we can get. 2 million for this ship. I think it's worth it because it's just a lot of fun. What we'll do next is, I don't have any of the starter ships anymore. I've upgraded them, but we'll buy a starter ship with in-game money. Probably one of the funnest ones, which is the Avenger Titan. But we'll also do one with the Mustang, and the Aurora is meant to be a great wee fighter. In the right hands, it can like decimate. I've been watching some videos about it. This is so cool. You could just do this all day, but look at my hydrogen, so we're not going to do that all day. Shit. We're going to go up into space before we literally fall out of the freaking sky. I forgot my hydrogen fuel. Oh, okay. This is literally like just freewheeling it to the gas station. Hang on, let's go to PO. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll see how efficient we can do VHRTs in a starter ship, if it's even possible. I'm sure it is. But again, from a noob's perspective. To see like how quickly you can grind up to buying those ships. So the 600i, the video we did, it's 10 million. That's going to take some time. But if you could earn, let's lowball it. Let's say a starter ship's going to earn 100,000. And again, it's going to take you a couple of days to get your rep up to be able to actually complete VHRT missions. So bear that in mind. So there's box missions and things you're going to want to do beforehand, which we can look at when we do the starter ship segment. But let's say it's 100,000 an hour. 2 million. So what's that, 20 hours? So, you know, depending upon your play time, if you only play a couple hours a night, you know, you could get a Gladius in-game, not spending any real-world money. Week or two? You know, if you're interested in the game and testing it out, that's not that long. Let's try and land this. Look how low our quantum fuel is. Oh my god. Comms. I don't know why I'm doing this. I've got the comms down there, but we'll call it in. Anyway, I'm going to turn my weapons off with P, just in case I accidentally blob somebody. I remember we did all that, basically down a gun them, just because I'm shit, but the Mantis didn't really do much for us. So if you got that Mantis swapped out for another repeater, yes, your clips are less, like we discussed, but you are doing more. So let's do a cool fighter landing. People like bomb these things in, but I'm not that good at it. So I'm using cruise for the minute. I'm completely or constantly adjusting my scroll wheel, taking it off cruise, but holding down W, scroll in, scroll in, scroll in to slow it up. Land at an angle, scroll wheel in, so we land nice and smooth. Bloop. And there we go. We have landed the Gladius. Oh, and what a shot to finish this noob waffle on the Gladius. I realized I've just been saying Gladius the whole time. No, that is right. What the hell was I talking about? The Gladiator? Sorry, this is the Gladius, of course. I think I said Gladiator at the start. So anyway, well, your grind is going to be a lot easier because I was looking up the wrong feckin' ship. The Aegis Gladius. Now I don't even know what ship this is anymore. What feckin' ship is this? This is the Gladius. The Gladiator is a different ship. The Aegis Gladius is 1.1 mil. So you get this in a week. But we'll do that. Next episode, we're going to take the Avenger Titan out. A starter ship. Well, one of the starter ships. We'll also look at some of the other ones. And see how quickly you can earn money. You know, from a noob's perspective. But thank you so much for watching. I've been Brewcrick. Or whatever you want to call me. Brew is just fine. Thank you for spending time with me in this amazing little ship, and just look at that sunrise in this amazing game. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.